Imagine waking up just to see millions of people outside cheering for you, and one day you just disappear without a trace. Well, there are actually hundreds of players who did the same thing, players who spent years building their name just to end it all with a click of a button. But to fully understand why they did it, we need to hear their side of the story, starting with one of the biggest Roblox devs of all time. Decabox made his account all the way back in August 2018, and pretty quickly he fell in love with making Roblox games. However, what stood out to Decabox compared to many other Roblox devs is that Decabox was driven, dedicated, and determined not just to make a viral game, but to take over the whole Roblox platform by bringing something to it that was never seen before. But to fully understand Decabox's story, we need to go back to 2019 when he created his first ever game, and the game was terrible. I mean, let's be real, many huge devs fail on their first games miserably. However, there was something different about Decabox that turned his whole game around. See, he wasn't ready to just give up on his project, and I mean, on the surface, the game looked extremely bland, boring, and it looked like every other Roblox roleplay game at the time.
But you just said that there was something completely different about Decabox compared to other devs.
Well, Decabox was smart enough to understand that even an average game could blow up if he just got somebody to promote it. So he gave one of the players admin powers, and it just turned out that that player was actually Flamingo, who had over 3 million subscribers at the time. And with his content creation skills, it's safe to say that, well, you can see it for yourself.
What do you wish for? A family. All right. Nah. A family, Jordan. Nah. Shut up. You know what? The woman is stuck. Get out of here, woman.
Well, maybe Flamingo took it too far with his trolling abilities. But little did Decabox know, he just made one of the best moves in his career. See, when we go to Flamingo's channel, we can see that the videos about Decabox's game gathered millions of views pretty much overnight. And as expected, this skyrocketed his player count. However, there was something even bigger that Decabox pulled off, which completely broke Roblox. Decabox made an admin game pass, which allowed every single player to troll the whole lobby for just 750 Robux. Maybe not the smartest idea, but one thing is for sure. The game's calm look, coupled with a troll player base, made this game a hit, passing its first 10,000 active players. And soon the game became a trolling heaven. However, Decabox didn't stop there, as he went on to make 2 more roleplay games, which both had tens of millions of visits, making him one of the biggest Roblox devs at the time. It was clear from the beginning that Decabox had one goal, and he was willing to do anything it takes to make it come true, and that was to bring something new to Roblox that actually many players enjoyed. And with all of the success he found, Decabox became a millionaire, and on the surface it looked like everything Decabox did just made him better, richer, and cooler. But sadly, this wouldn't last long. With the game's rapid growth, more and more players started to play it, and to say the least, it didn't take long for predators and e-daters to take advantage of it by doing some really weird and inappropriate things. And pretty much Decabox's reputation was gone overnight, as every single one of his games was filled with these players, and pretty soon his games started losing thousands of players. See, what made his game so special in the first place was trolling and people just having fun. But with these new players, the only thing that made people love this game was gone. But sadly, that's not it for Decabox, as just a couple of days later, he would go through one of the hardest points in his career. Many players started calling him out and accusing him of bringing these e-daters to his games just to make more money. Pretty quickly, many trolls showed up and decided to infest his games with thousands of bots, making Roblox extremely mad, as they thought that Decabox was doing it all just to make more money, and as a result, they banned him forever. However, with many huge creators on his side and millions of his fans signing petitions to get Decabox unbanned, even some of them even went as far as emailing Roblox directly, absolutely nothing happened. But remember at the beginning when I said that Decabox was different? Well, it turns out that he wasn't just different, he was dedicated to bringing truth to light. So he quickly made a new account under the name Decapad, and after digging through his computer, he found some old game files and he published all of his games back up. But just as players began to play it, his new account also got terminated by Roblox. And there it is, Decabox was starting to lose motivation for making Roblox games. At one point, it looked like his dreams of becoming a Roblox legend would just continue to be a dream, until Decabox decided to make even more accounts. And every time one of them would get banned, he would just use a different one. But this time he actually realized something. What if he just publishes the same game under a different name? And surprisingly, this worked for a few days, but this time it was different. His account didn't get banned for e-daters in his game, but rather for something even worse. Okay, maybe not worse, but this time his account was terminated because he allegedly sold his limiteds for real money, which is not allowed on the Roblox platform. But according to Decabox, he never did that. Sadly, even after trying for months to prove his case and bring the truth to light, Roblox never did anything about it. After losing his motivation over and over again, Decabox finally quit forever. It's safe to say that Decabox was different in many ways, and he is probably the reason why roleplay games are this popular today. And I mean, at the end of the day, he made a living off of his Roblox games, and he could just relax for the rest of his life. But compared to Decabox's story, who was a famous developer, the same can't be said for this sad story about Roblox's 1 billionth user, a child who became a Roblox legend without even knowing it. Azu5573 was an average kid who tried Roblox for the first time, ready to play its favorite games and spend time with her friends. Well, let's just say that this story is a lot worse than you might think. See, what made Azu so special in the first place is that she was the 1 billionth Roblox account. And just like that, before she could even have fun playing the game, she was all over social media. This was huge for Roblox, and pretty soon her profile would count over 25,000 followers. To make it even better, Azu absolutely loved the attention that she was getting, until things took a completely wrong turn. See, while on the surface, all of this attention sounds amazing, there was one important thing that Azu was missing. And that's security. Azu wasn't able to have fun in any games, as she would be stormed by a whole server within seconds, causing her to leave a sad message in her description saying,
"I no longer be accepting friends at all."
Okay, now this would keep her safe for a long time, am I right? Despite her trying her best to just enjoy the Roblox platform like everybody else, stalkers would still find her in the game, post it to millions of people to see. But there was one video that stood out. Azu5573 was password guessed.
I have to tell something depressing. I got into this account just getting the pass because I wanted to be famous and be cool.
However, this could just be her lying so that she could protect both herself and her account from hackers. I mean, that's what an average kid would do, right? In the video, Azu admitted to being hacked, and the only reason for it was jealousy. Well, let's go to the beginning. Azu claimed that she was hacked as soon as she joined by someone who guessed her password, and eventually she managed to return it, which is the reason why she left that message in the description of her account, as she took safety measures by removing almost all of her friends, just to get hacked again days later. But Azu didn't give up as she came back. Well, sadly, that never happened. After this clip, there is pretty much no other information as to where she could be. Over time, her account also got deleted, leaving no trace behind. What happened to Azu5573 account is still unknown to this day, but one thing is true, Azu just wanted to have fun and play her favorite games. She never wanted to be famous in the first place. And just like that, her dreams of being just a normal kid were gone. But compared to Azu5573, another player under the name Ripull had a completely different story, as he cemented his name in Roblox history forever. And to fully understand how Ripull's name will always be remembered as a Roblox legend, we need to go all the way back to 2008. Yeah, maybe not the brightest times for Roblox, but for Ripull, that didn't matter at all, as he viewed Roblox like a fun game where he could make whatever he wanted, so he quickly teamed up with his brother Adam, and they started making games for other players. But none of their games actually took off. You see, the platform was very small at the time, with only around 500,000 accounts. And to put that into perspective today, Roblox gets 500,000 new accounts within 3 hours. So at the time for Ripull, it was incredibly hard to become a known developer, but he didn't let that stop him from creating something great. After his first few games, Ripull came up with something that would change Roblox forever.
What if I just bring an already successful game to Roblox?
Ripull was a big fan of another game at the time called Destruction Derby, which was available only with PlayStation 1. So Ripull didn't waste any time, as he made a similar game called Roblox Derby, making it available to everyone who had a PC. And there it was, Ripull's first success was born. With players excited to see the new game that Ripull just released, it quickly grew to over 7 million visits. Remember when I told you that in 2008 there were only 500,000 accounts on Roblox? Well, this is now 2010, and Roblox grew to some crazy numbers. numbers. With his 7 million visits, Ripull made over 700,000 Robux, and now he was met with the hardest decision of his career at the time. Over time, Ripull saw that other games were outcompeting him, and if he actually wanted to fulfill his dreams, he had to go after them even harder, as giving up now was not the choice. With Ripull using all of the money he made from his previous game, he went all in to make an even crazier game. Little did Ripull know this game would be the one that would cement his name in Roblox history forever. It was 2014, and just like he did with his previous game, Ripull decided to take inspiration from an even bigger game, Roblox itself. See, Ripull's idea was to combine every single huge Roblox game at the time and call it Ripull's Minigames. If you never played this game, it was pretty simple. You and your friends would randomly spawn into a random game mode and compete with each other for the first palace. And as soon as he published it, game went absolutely viral, even capturing Roblox's attention.
Okay, why does that even matter?
Enough! Roblox hosts random events every year, like egg hunts, Halloween Eve, and many more, and Roblox gave Ripull a chance to put them in his own games, and it's not a surprise that he chose Ripull's mini games. And that was it. Game was gathering tens of thousands of active players, quickly reaching the top 100 games on the whole platform, with now over 300 million visits. But just like every other game on Roblox, there will be other developers who will try to copy it. But one developer stood out among all of them, and just weeks later, he made Epic Minigames, which was honestly just a better version of Ripull's game, which we can even confirm with the visits, as Epic Minigames is sitting at over 2 billion, and there it is. Ripull was in a big problem as his game was losing players day by day.
Aren't both of those games almost the same? Why would Ripull's game even fail?
Well, that was actually a decent question. See, what made Epic Minigames so much better is that they were more frequent with updates. There were more minigames coming out every week, better maps, better marketing, and Roblox decided to give Epic Minigames a chance to include events in their own game. Ripull wasn't ready to give up, as he immediately started working on a new game that should be even better, more popular, and higher quality than Ripull's minigames ever was. Well, I didn't expect that. See, Ripull got banned, but not because he did something wrong. One of his fans made a group with Ripull's name in it, and they made a game that was breaking Roblox community guidelines, causing Roblox to believe it was Ripull all along, and finally, they terminated his account. Ripull tried his hardest, but sadly, with no luck. 2020 just rolled around, and he finally got his account back so he could continue working on his new game. All of this took a huge hit at Ripull, as he completely lost motivation for Roblox development, and since then, we never heard from him again. Today, if we go to his account, there is nothing left. It's unknown if Roblox banned him again or he just decided to quit, but either way, Ripull will always be remembered for bringing incredible times to Roblox, bringing smiles to many people's faces, which is sadly the complete opposite for our next Roblox legend, Noli. And to fully understand how big Noli actually was, even to this day, he is included in many new Roblox games like Forsaken. But Noli wasn't like everybody else on this list. He was darker, stronger, with only one final goal: to ruin Roblox forever. It was 2007. Roblox was a new platform with only a couple of thousand players, and they were just hosting one of their first ever events, Mysterious Objects Event, where players would be able to find 4 different items, which would all turn into a hat, with one of them being the Void Star.
But what does this have to do with Noli?
Well, I'm glad you asked. See, there were only 15 original winners of the Void Star, one of them being Noli. But there was one huge problem. Noli actually never won this event. He never even played it in the first place. Which raises a question: how did Noli obtain the Void Star? Remember when I said that Noli is the complete opposite of a hero? Allegedly, Noli would hack into players' accounts, stealing their Void Stars, and just like that. Okay, maybe that didn't last for too long. For the next 3 years, nothing happened. Roblox platform was thriving, and it looked like nothing could possibly go wrong, right? It was 2010, and Noli just returned to the platform, but he wasn't ready to change yet, as he pretty quickly made a cult that would worship only Noli and nobody else. Pretty quickly, Noli would establish a fan base that would do whatever he told them to, and as expected, this quickly got to Roblox moderators, who wiped the platform clean, removing every single piece of evidence that Noli ever existed. These Roblox legends may have disappeared, but the impact they left behind is still here. Their stories remind us that no matter how hard things get, you should never stop fighting for what you love, because every dream, no matter how small, deserves a chance, and the only time you truly lose is when you give up.